Do you know the three major news events that can flip AUDUSD in seconds? Most traders ignore them and get wiped out. In this video, I'll be showing you exactly what news to watch out for, especially when you're trading the AUDUSD. Stay with me and I'll be showing you guys exactly what news are the most important and most overlooked by most traders. So with that said, we're going to be jumping in right to the news. So here are the AUDUSD news release you should always watch out for when trading AUDUSD. But firstly, I want to jump in on some facts on each of these currency, which is AUD and USD. So our first fact here is the US dollar. Okay, so US dollar is the official currency for the United States. 87% of all currency transaction involve the US dollar. Not only is it the world primary reserve currency, but the currency of more than 25 countries are pegged to the US dollar. Okay, next, of course, we need to understand the Australian dollar also. So the Australian dollar is the official currency for Australia. The AUDUSD is the fifth most actively traded currency pair by turnover, according to the Bank of International Settlement. So with that said, we're going to be jumping in on the particular news you should be watching out for on USD and on AUD. So firstly, we're going to be covering that for USD. Market move in economic releases in alphabetical order. We have the consumer and producer price indexes. We have the consumer confidence, right? We have the federal interest rate. We also have the GDP and non-farm payroll. Next is the retail sale, service and manufacturing ISM and PMIs, trade balance, treasury, international capital flow. I'm going to be giving you guys the top 3 of all this news that is the most impactful. We're going to start from the highest to the lowest. So the number 1, of course, is the federal interest rate, right, which is this right here, and it actually has a lot of liquidity. This is when the central banks determine the interest rate for the US dollar. Usually the news will come out on a Wednesday. The next, of course, is the non-farm payroll, right? Major employment report often triggers large moves. And next will be the consumer and producer index, which is what we call CPI, which is used to measure core inflation, measures influencing Fed policies. The next will be your GDP, which is the gross domestic product. Then we go on to the retail sales, and then the service manufacturing, ISM and PMIs. This reflects business sentiment and economic activity. Number 7 will be your consumer confidence, right? So which will be this consumer confidence, sentiment driven indicator affect the spending outlook. Then the next will be treasury international capital flow report, shows foreign investment flows into US asset. And the last on the scale of impact will be the trade balance, impact currency valuation over trade surplus, deficit and expectations. Next we'll be moving to AUD/USD news to look out for. So for AUD/USD, we have in alphabetical order, we have the consumer and producer price index, and we have the unemployment change, GDP, RBA rate decision, retail sale and trade balance. In order of impact, our first will be the RBA rate decision. Okay, the next will be, of course, the CPI, which is the consumer and producer price index. The third will be unemployment change. Then the fourth will be GDP. Then we move to retail sale and trade balance. So these are all the news you should be looking out for when trading AUD/USD. So with that said, those are the major news you should be looking out for when trading the AUD/USD. Now this is a channel for trading just AUD/USD, and I'll ask you to stick with me and learn more about trading the AUDUSD. Again, I found out in trading, all you need is one particular pair. Master one particular pair and you're going to make a whole lot of money. Instead of jumping from one pair to the other, you could stay on one pair and be very profitable. So with that said, hit the like button, check my other videos where I talk about my strategies. I'll link a video where I explain why we are short on the AUDUSD at two prices here. We are still active on these two trades. Our stop loss was 50 pips and right now we're in profit. So this is the daily time frame and we jumped on our trade on like the 15 minutes or so. So with that said, this will be the end of this particular video, and you should be seeing the link to the video explaining our entries and why we took that trade. So with that said, guys, see you all in the next video. Stay with me and master AUD USD trading. This is the AUD USD trader, and see you all in the next video.